I always heard about the issues in indigenous communities with respect to their water and water infrastructure, but I had never imagined how poor the infrastructure could be until I actually visited them. So two things basically shocked me the first time when I visited the communities. One is that some of these communities, how remote they can be. They are so remote, accessibility is a huge issue. Many of the communities are on logging roads, long drives on logging roads, very dangerous drives. Many of our communities are flying communities. In winter months, they are going to be inaccessible. So remoteness is one big challenge, and I realized it when I first actually visited the community. The second is that, as I mentioned, how poor the infrastructure could be. Going to the community, seeing that their entire water treatment system was a shed, which was a very old and rusty shed, and a very old pump and a simple bucket of chlorine or bleach, basically. That was their entire water treatment system, which really is not acceptable or not comparable by any means to what we have in bigger communities. For large communities, definitely there is a lot more resources available, and there is a lot of opportunities for them there to acquire infrastructure, to build infrastructure, whether it's a financial resources, whether there are human resources, whether there are basically technological resources available to them. Whereas for rural and remote communities, particularly indigenous communities, none of these are at par with urban, compared to urban communities. So they don't have human capital or human resources to be able to provide and also support the infrastructure, but also they are very remote. What it means is that bringing supplies, bringing chemicals, bringing support infrastructure is very difficult and very challenging. As I mentioned, many months of the year, some of these communities are going to be inaccessible. So being able to bring that infrastructure there is going to be a challenge. And of course, a lot of them have financial resource limitations, so they don't have access to capital and opportunities to upgrade their infrastructure.